Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Keto and the Chaos. My name is Tammy, and on this channel, I like to share all my tips and tricks on how I lost 207 pounds without surgery and how you can be successful on your own weight loss journey. So, if that's what you're looking for, don't forget to click the subscribe button and ring the bell for more videos like this one to inspire you to get started. All right, welcome everyone. Sorry I'm late for my live chat today. You know, best laid plans and all that. I don't know why I'm so close up. It's driving me nuts. I keep like scooting it back. I don't know if YouTube has changed its like thing. Am I usually this close up? I don't know. Anyway, as you guys come in, why don't you go ahead and say hello so that I can see who's here. And we are going to chat about some fun stuff today. I'm excited. We have holiday time coming up. We get to have some fun, right? Let's have some fun. And so we're going to talk about strategies today on how we can have fun and yet still focus on our goals and stay the course. So, who is here? Welcome, welcome. We've got Angela, ADH Snuggles is here, and Tara Allen. Welcome, you guys. I'm glad you are here. I'm going to wait a few more minutes for a couple more people to pop in, and if they don't, I am going to go ahead and just get started on this. I know it's not necessarily a subject that some people want to deal with, so yeah. So yeah, as you come, I see a few more people coming in. Go ahead and say hello. Sorry, I'm on a different time too, and I think that's part of the problem, the people not seeing me, and I'm kind of surprising everybody at a random thing. Tell me, am I close up to you guys? Like, why am I so close up? I don't know what is the deal with that. I don't know how to like fix it. It's driving me crazy. I feel like I'm face. I had to put my hair in a cute little bunsy and you can't see it because I didn't have time to take a shower this morning. Yes, I put makeup on for you, but I didn't take a shower. Sorry, guys. But this is, you can't smell anything, so you're okay, right? All right. Oh, we have Christina Salmon. Guys, we have some like awesome people here today who can give us advice. Christina can help for sure, right? Yes. Oh, great. I'm on your TV. Then my face must be gigantic if I'm on your TV. That's insane. Okay, she just sent me a picture of it. Yeah, my face is gigantic. I love it. Welcome, welcome. That's awesome. All right. Well, we're just going to talk about it then, I guess, since we're not getting as many people saying hello. I will come back and check later. So if you're coming in late, don't not say hi because I will definitely come back and check. So don't stress about that. We are today going to talk about 10 tips to not get fat on Thanksgiving Day or any other holiday that you have approaching you as you are on your weight loss journey or wherever you are in your current situation. So we are going to talk about 10 tips to keep you focused and keep you from, helping you to eliminate or at least decrease the amount of weight you're going to gain in the holiday season. Now, I have a lot of experience with the holiday season. If you're new to my channel and you don't know, I have come a long way. I began my ketogenic journey on January 1st, 2017 at 374 pounds. I'm currently at a 207-pound weight loss, and this will be my 4th Thanksgiving since I began my journey. So I have some experience, and I have tried a few different things in my journey, and I feel like I have a lot to offer when it comes to helping you avoid weight gain in the holidays. I have had some weight gain in the holidays since I started my journey, so don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect, but I have learned some things through the years to help myself and help you guys to stay a little bit stronger during the time that you are going to be coming up against this week. Oh my gosh, Thanksgiving is in 2 days. We are counting down. And of course, it's 2020. So Thanksgiving is looking different and a little bit more bleak for a lot of us. And I know that that is going to come into play a lot as well. So as I go through these tips, I will definitely add in some 2020 insight that will apply to this year in particular because it is harder than other years have been and probably will be in the future. So tip number 1, remember, you cannot get fat from one meal. Okay? You cannot even get fat from one day of high calories, and you really can't get fat even from 2 months of being careful and having several high calorie meals. In fact, when I'm coaching people now, I have learned that I should have been, and I encourage a 48-hour high calorie refeed every single month, okay, while you are on your journey in order to keep your metabolism higher. So you can just consider these holiday meals as your refeed meal for the month. And there aren't super a lot of them. December is a little worse, but here in November, this is pretty much the only one. We haven't had anything big since Halloween, and now we're coming up against the high food, high calorie meal, and we're feeling a little anxiety and a little bit nervous. Don't need to feel anxiety, guys. This is not a big deal. You cannot get fat from one meal, okay? So, for example, say your metabolism is awesome. You're a person my size, and your maintenance calories are about 2,200 to 2,500 calories. Let's say 2,200, okay, per day. If you sit down and you eat like even 5,000 calories in one meal, which would be tough, you're still not eating a surplus enough to gain 1 pound of body fat. So keep it in mind, like the most body fat you're possibly going to gain from this is under a pound of body fat. And that is easily dealt with. So it's not going to make you lose all of the progress that you have had if you choose to indulge in some extra calories on Thanksgiving Day. So don't let that thought stress you out. In fact, expect that the scale will go up, and trust and know that most of it will not be fat gain. Most of it will be water weight gain because you may be eating more things that your body isn't used to eating, right? And we all know our bodies react strangely with water weight when we eat weird stuff that we're not used to eating, right? Especially if we've been on our journey for a little bit of time. Anything out of the norm could cause water weight gain, even if it's not even carbs, right? Also, food bulk, okay? So if you've been eating low calorie, you're going to be eating higher calories. You're going to have a weight gain just because you have more food in your body that has to be digested and eliminated. So you're going to have more fiber, and you're going to have more food bulk that you're going to have in your body, right? And yes, you maybe put on a couple of ounces of body fat. Oh, darn. It's worth it. It's not worth stressing over. So just keep in mind when you're going into it that the scale is going to fluctuate. So make a plan. If that's going to bother you, don't get on the scale. Don't get on the scale for like 4 or 5 days. Let that water weight have time to like melt back off and get your body more regulated or whatever. Don't get on the scale if it's going to give you fits. If you get on the scale and it goes up and you're expecting it, well, you're going to be less likely to go, F it. I'm just going to eat whatever I want for the rest of the month. No. Don't do that. So if the scale is going to affect your brain, please just don't get on the scale. There's really no reason to. You don't need to worry about it. Just go back onto your merry way the way you were already doing it. So, number 2, focus on traditions that don't involve food. I know Thanksgiving is a tough one because we don't have a lot of that. But keep in mind that Thanksgiving is about family. And that is what's going to make the 2020 Thanksgiving the most difficult, because we may be not getting together with the family that we normally would. We may be alone. We may be having to connect with them via Skype or Zoom. Do that. Focus on connecting with your family in some way. Just pick your favorite sibling and give them a call and talk to them for an hour. Do whatever you have to do to feel that family connection, because that is the true tradition of Thanksgiving. It isn't about the food. The food is fun, and the food is to be enjoyed together. And the reason we enjoy it together is because we are together. And I know that this year is going to be even harder, but I will promise you that the food is not what's going to make you feel good. Eating the food is not going to suffice to fill that void of not being able to see your family this year for Thanksgiving. So don't go crazy with the food just to try and fill that hole that is missing. Instead, find a way to connect. Find a way to connect with them. If you cannot connect with them, I don't know, like find a way to distract yourself from that hole, filling that hole with food. Don't use food for the emotions, for the tradition, right? Okay. Number 3, stay active. This one I have never ever done because I've never ever been active. So I can't give a lot of advice, but I can say if you burn some extra calories, it's going to help prevent you from losing weight. Now, I'm not saying like if you've never stepped foot in a gym before, you don't go in and go no holds barred and do every exercise and try and tear up your muscles, and like be horribly sore the next day because you're trying to avoid weight gain. Don't do that. But go for a nice walk, get some calories burned, just get yourself active. Don't let yourself be sedentary all day. You can work out either before the meal so that you can have your muscles ready to accept that nutrition that you're going to be feeding it, all those yummy proteins and things, right, that it needs. And either way, go for a nice walk with your family or with whomever outside. Get outside if you can after dinner. Now, of course, if you live in Utah or like anywhere where the sun goes down at 5 o'clock and we're eating later, that could be tricky. So, try and plan wisely, but just stay active. Even if that means, having an impromptu dance party with whomever, or even by yourself in the living room. Turn on some tunes and just go for it. Just don't take advantage of being lazy. Let's not be lazy. Let's stay active. Okay. Number 4 kind of goes with keto and also if you're not on a keto diet. So number 4 is the strategies that I have personally used in order to cope with Thanksgiving. So the first one is staying keto on Thanksgiving. The thing that I have mostly done with Thanksgiving is stay keto. To me, that was a mindset thing. I felt like if I indulged in keto-friendly, yummy things, that I would still be in the keto headspace and I would not have a hard time going back to my regular weight loss macros, right? So for me, it was important to find new comfort foods that were keto-friendly. And I did that. I found some awesome recipes on Keto Connect. They have the best, in my opinion. Out of all the recipes I've looked at, they have the most delicious recipes. I've tried a lot, and those are the best. My favorite yam substitute is this cauliflower sweet potato casserole, supposedly, that they make out of cauliflower and pumpkin. I think it's called keto sweet potato casserole or something on their thing. It does not look appetizing on the picture that they have, unless they've updated it. But I will tell you, it is absolutely delicious. Does it taste like sweet potatoes or yams? No. It's cauliflower and pumpkin. It's not going to taste like yams. But does it taste like Thanksgiving? Heck yes. And it is good. It is good. In fact, it's so good. I'm wondering if, even though I'm not planning to stay strictly keto, that I should make it this year just because it's a new tradition for our family to have that at our Thanksgiving meal. My sister and I love it. My mom loves it. Everybody loves it. So find new foods that make you feel that yummy Thanksgiving comfort that don't make you feel like you're going off plan or cheating or guilting or whatever. Now, if you're not worrying about keto and you're just worrying about calories, because, that's kind of where my headspace is right now, focus on, there's a couple of strategies you can do. Number 1, you can do calorie cycling. So either the week before or the week after, depending on where Thanksgiving lies in your calorie counting brain, you can eat fewer calories leading up to Thanksgiving or fewer calories the few days out from Thanksgiving to make up for the higher calories on Thanksgiving. So you can either track on Thanksgiving or not track. That doesn't matter as much as trying to just cut back a little bit. Eat a little cleaner, eat fewer treats, eat a little less fat, eat more vegetables, focus on leaner proteins. This can go for keto as well as calorie cycling, but keep your diet a little cleaner leading up to Thanksgiving so that you have more room to work with when it comes to calories if you want to really eliminate the chance of having a weight gain. You do not have to do that. There's no requirement to do that. You can go along as normal, but keep in mind, you don't want to restrict to the point of feeling like a binge, okay? So if you're not normally restricting calories, don't all of a sudden just like cut back 200 calories a day in order to like save up for Thanksgiving so that you can eat everything in sight. It is not an all or nothing attitude. And in fact, avoiding the all or nothing attitude is the key to weight loss all the time. Not just on Thanksgiving, but all the time. Anytime you feel restricted to the point where you have one day off and you feel like you have to eat everything in sight in order to make up for all the things you missed, that is where you're going to have issues with never succeeding in weight loss. You have to remember it's just food. It's just a day. It's just a meal. It's not like the end all be all of the earth if you don't eat everything in sight on Thanksgiving. You want to enjoy it, not overdo it. There's no reason to overdo it. So if holding back your calories is going to cause you to do something like that, don't do that. Don't do that. The second thing you can do is also fast in a day. If you're already intermittent fasting, which a lot of you guys are, that's no big deal, especially if we eat around 1 or 2, which a lot of people in America tend to do that. We aren't. So that's another thing I'm dealing with is like, do I fast all the way to Thanksgiving or do I eat a meal in the morning so that I don't feel like I'm starving to death? So you have to decide what is going to give you the least amount or the least likelihood of eating everything in sight, right? Just to eat it. So if fasting or intermittent fasting or slowing down your eating during the day is going to cause you to overeat during the Thanksgiving meal, you shouldn't do it. But if you feel like that's something that you normally do anyway, and you're just extending your fast a couple more hours and it's not a big deal and you're used to that, then by all means, go ahead and intermittent fast for Thanksgiving Day, do OMAD, whatever you need to do in order to feel like you're more in control. Because control is the issue. If you feel like you're out of control and you just can't control what you're putting in your mouth, that's where it becomes a problem. It needs to be very conscious. It needs to be a choice. So make sure to do the calorie cycling strategy that works best for you. Now, you guys know that I have been reversing my calorie restriction. So for me, it's a little bit easier, but it's also a little bit trickier. If you are currently in a calorie restriction, you cannot reverse at this point. Thanksgiving is two days away and you're kind of stuck. Next year, you may want to consider starting your reverse diet and getting your calories up higher slowly, starting at the end of the summer, so that by the time you get to Thanksgiving, you have a lot more calories to work with. Your body is used to burning more calories. Your metabolism isn't in the tank, and you're able to eat more without having as much weight gain problem, right? If you right now you're dealing with a metabolism that's very, very slow and you're burning like, 1,300 calories just sitting still, it's going to be a lot more tricky on Thanksgiving to avoid weight gain because of that. But don't let that stop you. Still, one meal, one day cannot make you undo all of your progress in one day, right? It cannot be unless you're literally going to sit down in front of all your friends and family and eat 10,000 calories. I don't see that happening. Most people do not do that socially. Most people do that privately. And if that's the case, you need to work on other things than just calorie restriction. That's a headspace issue. That's a disordered eating issue. And it needs a lot more help than just a little bit of calorie restriction. And it takes years of working through that. Let's see. I want to make sure I didn't skip anything on that. Just because you're keto, you don't have to stay keto. So that kind of goes hand in hand with that. You can choose to indulge in some of non-keto things on Thanksgiving, but keep this in mind. If you're not used to eating any carbohydrates and you don't have any in your diet, and you choose to go ahead and eat that slice of pumpkin pie and the yams and the mashed potatoes just because you're going to have a day where you're just going to indulge, expect to be fairly miserable the next day. Plan for it. Don't let yourself fall into the, oh no, I can't ever eat carbs trap. That is what I believed. I believed if I ate carbs that I would feel so horrible that I would never want to do it again and it would just not be worth it. I'm proof of that. That is not true. If we're careful about our carbs, they don't have to do that to us. They can be just another food, which is like a miracle in and of itself. I honestly didn't think you'd hear those words come out of my mouth. And since I have been eating carbs and I have been eking them up, I can probably indulge in a few more carbs on Thanksgiving and not suffer misery than I could at Halloween when I did suffer misery. Just because, you're used to eating a few more carbs doesn't mean you can eat the whole pumpkin pie. So that's another one. So I'm gonna skip that one really quickly because I've got one more thing to talk about with the calorie cycling. During the day, eat light. So don't not eat if fasting is going to cause you to overeat at your meal. Eat light meals through the day. Focus on lean protein. And another tip that I got from, I can't remember what YouTube channel it was, but she says drink a protein shake about 30 minutes to an hour before dinner so that you don't feel like you're starving. You're already kind of satiated, and so you can have a little bit more control about what you put on your plate and what goes in your mouth. And you can really focus on how the food tastes and the flavor of it versus being starved, ravenously starving, right? And that leads into number 6. So that was tip 5, was eat light during the day and have a protein shake before dinner. Tip number 6 is focus on the protein. So when you're building your Thanksgiving plate, focus on the turkey and the other leaner, protein options so that you're filling up on foods that aren't going to cause you as much issue. Remember that protein has a high thermic effect of food. Remember that if you eat a lot of turkey, it's going to help you burn some extra calories just sitting in your gut. Focus on the leaner ones. But there's also deviled eggs. Those have higher fat, but they are protein, cheeses, things like that. But avoid the hors d'oeuvre table if you can. So avoid eating and munching for the couple of hours while everything's cooking up and getting ready to go on the table. Avoid the hors d'oeuvre plate. But if you must visit the hors d'oeuvre plate, focus on eating things like pickles and things like that aren't super high calorie that you can munch on, that crunchy. I've made sure to buy a bunch of Vlasic baby dills for my family to munch on leading up. Don't focus on the crackers and cheese ball unless that's your plan because it's your favorite thing and that's going to help you to eliminate some of the overeating that you might find at dinner time. So yeah, focus on protein, drink that shake before if you think that'll help you. Get that turkey in, even eat the dark meat. You don't have to focus only on the breast meat, but get yourself some breast meat too and eat it with that dark meat. I know the dark meat is where it's at, but try and keep it on the leaner side so that the bulk of your meal is veggies and proteins and things like that are going to fill you up and satisfy you without you having to feel like you have to indulge in all of the extra things. Okay, tip number 7. This one I got from Colin DeWay, and if you have not subscribed to Colin DeWay, you must. The man is a genius, and I love him. He's not necessarily a keto advocate, but he does support people that do keto wisely for weight loss, and he is very kind and probably one of the nicest and most helpful YouTube coaches that I have come across, and he has taken the time to help me out with my reverse diet, and I will be forever grateful. So if you guys are not already subscribed to Colin DeWay, and the way you spell his last name is Dewaay, you should search him up and go watch his Thanksgiving tips right now because he just put one up today. And his tip was one he says he never hears people say, so I'm going to say it, but I'm giving him all the credit. Number 7, eat what you want. I know that sounds like weird, and it sounds like, of course, it's a given. But what he's saying is, don't just eat whatever passes you by as the food goes around the table because it comes around the table, and you don't want to hurt Aunt Sally's feelings, or you don't want to not eat it just because it comes past your plate. Don't put it on your plate if it's not something you want to eat. So think about it. You have 2 days to decide. When you think of Thanksgiving, what food is the one food or the 2 foods that make you feel like this is Thanksgiving, right? For me, it's candied yams. I love candied yams, which is why the keto version of it was important to me to find, because I felt like it wouldn't be Thanksgiving without candied yams. And I was able to find a good keto substitute that satisfied that for me, okay? But you don't have to find a keto substitute. You can eat a small bit of candied yams, but you don't need to eat candied yams and corn and mashed potatoes and stuffing if those things aren't the things that make you feel like it's Thanksgiving. So instead, fill your plate with turkey and vegetables and keto-friendly stuff and candied yams, a small portion, right? If that's your food. Only eat the things that you really want to eat that make you feel like you're having a little bit of a special day. I don't ever call it a cheat day because I don't feel like it's cheating. You're just doing what makes you happy and what feels good. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a choice, not a cheat. And there's nothing wrong with choosing to eat whatever you want on Thanksgiving. In fact, like Colin says, there's nothing wrong with pigging out if that's what you choose to do. If you want to eat everything in sight, do it, but make it a choice. Choose to do it and accept the consequences. Know the scale is going to go up. Know you're going to be miserable the next day with bloat and gas and weight gain. You're going to have some. Expect that and have a plan about what you're going to do, right? If you really, really want to stay keto, because like that's what I needed to do for the last 3 years. I really needed to stay keto. I overindulged in keto things. I made decadent desserts. I made yummy sides. I made freaking cauliflower mac and cheese and cheesecakes and keto pumpkin pie and all of this stuff. And I ate all of it. I ate all the heavy cream. I probably ate more calories than I could even imagine. But I chose not to track it. I chose to stay keto, and that's what helped me to get through. Whatever helps you to enjoy it and stay on track is what you should do. But make it a choice, right? Make it a choice. So don't eat just what's put in front of you because it's in front of you, or because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings. Eat what you want to eat, what makes you happy, and enjoy it. Eat it slowly. I think that's number 8. Is that number 8? Yes. It is number 8. Look at me being smart. Number 8 is eat slowly. Don't go in there horking everything down like a pig, right? And that's another thing the protein shake might help with, is like feeling you in control. You can take a small portion of whatever it is and then just take little bites and savor it. Chat, talk, whatever, even if it's on Zoom. Eat together over Zoom. I mean, it's possible, right? We've done so many things over Zoom. If we can do dance class over Zoom, we can talk to mom over Zoom. We can do it. So eat slowly, savor it, enjoy it. Enjoy it as it's a decadent treat that you're not going to have again for a really long time. And that's okay. Let it feel good. It's okay for it to feel good. Food feels good. We know that. We've talked about that. We've talked about stress eating and emotional eating, and we know it's stressful right now. But let the food taste good in your mouth. Taste everything, right? Don't just hork it down and breathe it, Take your time. Taking your time will help you to enjoy it more, appreciate it more. It will give you more time to chat and talk, and it will help you have time to feel full, which is important because you don't want to eat past feeling full. You don't want to eat until your stomach is descended and you feel like you can't eat another bite and then go back for more 2 hours later. That may be tradition, but it's a tradition that should probably pass away. We don't need to do that in order to enjoy family and delicious food. That's just silly. We don't need to do that. So eating slowly is another way to avoid that. Okay. Number 9, definitely have a plan for all of it and make it part of your plan, and then go back on plan. Tomorrow, go right back to eating the same macros that you've been working on. Have a plan. Don't starve yourself tomorrow. Please don't starve yourself tomorrow. There's no reason. Tomorrow as in the day after Thanksgiving or the day before. Don't do that, right? You don't need to do that. You don't need to make up for it. Don't go to the gym and like work out 40 years and try and make up for all those calories. No. That is the wrong headspace. Accept it, embrace it, go right back to what you were doing and go right back on plan. There is no way that one day out of the month is going to do anything to you. And in fact, I highly recommend a 48-hour refeed. So if you're going to eat all your 48-hour calories in one day, just make it a 1-day refeed for the month, right? And call it a metabolism booster. Call it a diet break. Call it a refeed. Call it whatever you need to call it for it to feel like part of your plan. And don't let it ever, and I mean ever, be a cheat. It isn't. You're not cheating on anything. You made a choice. You accepted the consequences. You did it. You moved on. Do not make yourself feel guilty. That is number 10. Never, ever, ever guilt yourself over a food choice again. Okay? I don't care if you didn't make a plan and you still ate everything in sight and you feel, like you shouldn't have done it. I don't care. Wipe the slate clean. It doesn't matter. The past is in the past. It doesn't matter. Go right back on your plan and just be normal. It's okay. Let it go. Please stop beating yourself up. Making yourself feel guilty for eating something is what's causing you to be fat. We talked about this last week. It is important to change that mindset, okay? There are no bad foods. I don't care how keto you are. I don't care how carnivore you are. I don't care how perfect you are and clean and whatever. There are no bad foods. None. They all have their place. They all have their enjoyment factor. They all are okay. The problem is when we say F it and we just go on a binge fest for 2 months. Okay? We are capable of having a lovely, decadent, beautiful meal and then going right back on plan. All of us are capable of that. And if we choose not to do that and we want to have leftovers the next day, then we make the choice to have a 2-day refeed or a 3-day refeed. It's a diet break. It's for my metabolism. You know what? It is. It really is. And as long as we don't just keep doing that every single day and just say, F it, well, I already ate yams on Thanksgiving, so I'm having all the Christmas cookies that come into my house, and I'm having the fudge, and I'm going to go out and make some, and I'm going to have this, and I'm going to have that because I haven't had it in so long. This is where it becomes a problem, and this is where we all gain weight. It's the cycle of our year. We are trying to break cycles that have been ingrained in us from birth. It's hard. Right? We have January, the weight loss season. Everybody's going to the gym. Everybody's making traditions and everything. And then not traditions, you know what I'm talking about, resolutions. And by the time we get to Super Bowl Sunday, we're like, F it. It's the Super Bowl. I'm eating what I want. And then we have a downslide, right? And then we get closer to summer and we're like, oh no, bikini season. We start doing our thing again. We're cutting, we're doing our thing, whatever. And then we go through the summer and maybe we indulge in barbecues or maybe whatever, like whatever your season is that's in your family, that's what you're used to. And then of course we come smack dab into the holidays where we feel guilty about the first thing we did on Halloween, and it's all freaking downhill from there. And for 3 months we eat everything in sight and gain it all back plus some. It takes a huge mental shift to get through that and change it. And that is the key to success. Changing that mindset and realizing it's just a meal. It's just food. It isn't what actually matters. The other traditions that we have and our family and spending time with people and serving others and making food for people and watching them enjoy it. Those are the things that matter. It's not the actual food we consume. It doesn't matter how much of it or how little of it you ate. As long as you had that feeling in your heart, you're still going to feel like you had a satisfying Thanksgiving. You just need to make a plan and go for it. And do not beat yourself up. Okay, there's my words of wisdom. My 10 tips for getting through the holidays. It applies to all of them. And I love you guys. And I just really want you to have the same success that I have had. And I feel like I just want to reach out there and just give you a little squeeze and tell you I love you and you're okay and it's going to be all right and we're going to have fun anyway. And even though it's stupid 2020 and we can't see all of our family and we're sad and depressed and it's dark outside, we got this, right? We got this. We can do it. We can do it. All right. So I'm going to go back up to the top of the chat, and for the next 20 or 30 minutes, I will talk to you guys and answer your questions if you have them. If there are no questions, we will just be done with this video, and I'm fine with that too. Either way, whatever you guys want to do today. I know a lot of people are struggling this week. Every single person that I have come into contact with in the last week, literally every single person has needed to vent to me about something, because it is like a bad week, guys. It's a bad week. I don't know if you've noticed, but on social media, there's been a lot of hashtag give thanks posts about all the things we're thankful for. And that was because I think our church knew that we were coming into depression season. And our prophet actually came out on Friday and actually said, we want you to do this. So they actually asked all of us to think about what we're thankful for and post it and put this hashtag. And I have to admit, my first gut reaction was, oh, good Lord, please no. Like literally, could you ask anything else of me? Like ask me to run a freaking marathon in order to inspire people or not eat anything for 2 weeks. But please, God, don't ask me to put hashtag give thanks and make hokey thankful posts in November. Please don't do this to me. That was my gut reaction. But you know what? It has actually been so nice to get on Facebook and see all of these beautiful posts about things people are grateful for, even though sometimes it makes me feel bad because it's not things that I have and it's things that I would like to have or, things like that. I've been trying to be conscious of that and not like brag too much, though I did brag up my husband today because hello, who wouldn't do that? My husband is the most amazing person that ever lived, so he deserves it. But it's been this great thing. And I think that our church, our prophet, he knew we were coming into this tough week. I have literally seen people falling apart. My son was falling apart. My friends are falling apart. Everyone's falling apart. So guys, if you just needed to vent to me, please take this opportunity. I will give you some rah-rah in your camp. You can do this. Whatever you need, because I know this is going to be a hard week for a lot of people, even those of us who have huge families. And even though we're not getting together with our extended family as much, we're still sad to not see our extended family. We're still sad that our traditions have to be different this year, that we don't get to do what we normally do, right? And I'm really sad that I have to make the entire Thanksgiving meal because I have no idea what I am doing. Like none. Last night I was Googling, when do you make different things? Like, I don't know, what can you make in advance? I had to figure it all out because I'm like, I don't know when to make stuff. And guys, I have to make pie. I've never made pie. I don't think in my life, maybe once. Anyway, okay. So I'm going to go back up to the top to see who's here. And you guys start asking me questions, okay? All right, Janice Pate is here from North Carolina. Welcome. Silver Star, hello. Val is here. Terry Lee, hello. Welcome. And Val says he or she, I think it's a she, cheats once a week. Don't cheat. You have a diet break once a week. You have a refeed once a week. And yes, once a week is fine too. Whatever works for you, whatever helps you keep going. All right, Carly's mama from Nevada is here. Welcome. Tammy McDonald, my twin, is here. Keto Cricket, the other Tammy is here. Christina Salmon, hello. I already said hi to you, but it's awesome that you are here because she is awesome. Like, guys, she is freaking on fire. When it comes to the workouts, she's been my inspiration. I'm trying really hard to become an exercise person, but we all know that is not me, right, guys? I did not lose my weight due to calories being burned by cardio. I do my dancing, but it's like once a week, and I only do it because I love it, and I can't make myself do it every day. I keep trying, but I'm just like, I'm trying. I'm working on it. All right, let's see. Carly's mama says, on any off-plan days, I like how you're calling it off-plan day. Good job. I always gain 3 pounds the next morning, and no way I'm eating over 10,000 calories in one day to turn into fat. Exactly. Water and inflammation can do all kinds of things. Guys, you saw my weight went up 4 pounds overnight this last week for no reason, right? It just does that. I didn't indulge in anything. And you know what's ironic is I was having a really hard day that day, and I did cry my eyes out, and I was super stressed. And you know what showed up? I should probably not even show you, but it's a box of Smart Sweets licorice that I had ordered for myself to have as a birthday treat. It showed up that day, right? The true test, right? I'm in major depression, major stress, overwhelmed with worry. My stomach is in knots. And the box came, and I thought, I should probably try those. They're probably good. And then I'm like looking at my macros, seeing if I can fit them in. And then I went, yeah, I probably shouldn't do that. Nope, you know what? I'm not going to do that because I bet you if I crack that box, I don't know if that's going to be a trigger food for me. I can't eat that right now because if I did and I ate one and I couldn't stop eating it, I'd eat the whole box and I'd be sick. I probably wouldn't gain any weight, but I'd be sick. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't need to deal with that in my life. So what I did was I tracked a bag of them for the following day into my macros. I had them. It was fine. No big deal. They're still there. I haven't touched them since. I literally have every treat practically known to man at this point in my repertoire. Like, I literally have cupcakes, cookies, fudge, all keto friendly, Built bars, the Chalk Zero chocolates. What else do I have? Every Lily's chocolate chip flavor that they have except pumpkin spice because I haven't been able to find that one. 2 packs, big huge packs of the Project 7 gummy bears. I'm just looking around my room. Some Quest bars I'm probably never going to get around to eating. And the Smart Sweets. Just all sitting here staring at me every single day. But if it's not in the macros, it's not going in my mouth. And so, like, I've gotten to that place. But stress eating is real. And I was aware. I literally had just made that video for you guys. And then just 2 days later, this crisis happened. I think it was 2 days later. Yeah. And I was tested to the limit of my ability to avoid stress eating. And I had my first food thought ever, which was, if I eat that, I probably won't stop. And I stopped myself and I did something else. I didn't even have time for self-care. I just moved on and dealt with life. I couldn't deal with that. So I just ate my normal food. So Guys, the stress right now and the depression right now is real, and everyone is struggling so bad. Diane Keating is here. Hello, beautiful. I love to see you here. All right. Christina Salmon says, start a new tradition, make a Thanksgiving stroll a family tradition. That's why we have turkey trots, guys. That's why there's 5Ks and marathons and all things on Thanksgiving morning, because a lot of people have made exercise a family tradition on Thanksgiving. And there's nothing wrong with starting this year, right? And going for a walk. Maybe I will. I can't eat until 4 o'clock due to scheduling with my married kids and my daughter's boyfriend, the ones that are very important to our family that have been invited to our home. So in order to make scheduling work, I can't eat my Thanksgiving food until 4 o'clock. My original plan was to eat a nice big Thanksgiving meal at 2 and have pie at 5. And yeah, that's not going to work out. So now it's like 4 and like 7 or 8, which I couldn't do if I decide to, but I probably won't do that. I don't think I'm going to intermittent fast that long. I don't know. I haven't actually made a 100% decision on what I'm doing yet. And I've also let myself have some leeway for if I get into Thanksgiving meal and I feel like I want to eat more than what I've planned on my tracker, I am not going to stop myself from doing that. I'm really going to think about how I'm feeling and not eat to stress eat or not eat to emotionally eat, but make sure that I feel like I tried what I wanted to try and that I feel satisfied and that I feel Thanksgiving-y, right? And if I don't feel Thanksgiving-y, I'm not going to stop myself from indulging in something else just to fit in the stupid macros so that my stupid data will be accurate. So don't think that I'm going to be so tied down to the data. The data is helping me stay focused and think really hard about what's most important to me. And that is good. But if I end up eating 3,000 calories or more on Thanksgiving, I'm not going to be like fasting for 24 hours in order to make up for it or going and running for 2 hours to try and make up for it or whatever. I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to let it go and move on. Yeah, it's going to screw up my data. I realize that. But you know what? It's the holidays. Probably my data's screwed anyway. At this point, I just didn't make it far enough into the reverse to not have to worry about it. And that's annoying, but it is what it is. And I'm not going to like be crazy obsessive over that because that's just not healthy either, right? I'm going to do my best to do what I planned, and I've given myself leeway to go a little off plan should the desire arise. But I don't know if it will. I don't know if it will. I've got some great things planned, and I've got amounts planned, and I'll be in my own house, so there's no reason why I can't weigh my food. If I were at my mom's house, I probably wouldn't weigh my food. And that's what I've done in the past, is just kind of eat to satiety, the keto yummies that I brought, and just talk to my family. I don't have that this year. It's a little different, so I'm able to have a little bit more control. So yeah. Anyway, make it a new tradition. Hey, Jelly from Fat to Keto is here. Go watch her channel, guys. She's lost the same amount of weight as me. She is awesome. Yes. Okay. Fat to Keto is making her first keto southern dressing. Ooh. I've never actually tried to make a keto dressing. That's amazing. I'm actually going to be making gluten-free dressing with sausage, and that is going to be one of my decadent carby treats. I've already purchased the gluten-free bread, and my big plan today is to like cut them up into squares and like set them out of the counter, because that's what the Thanksgiving advice page says you're supposed to do 2 days before, is let your bread get stale. Sounds so weird. I haven't eaten bread in so long. I mean, I've been eating some of this gluten-free bread, but I'm just saying, like, I haven't eaten it, and so I have no idea, like, what it even does. It's crazy. But I have so many gluten-free people in my family, including my son who's struggling, and wheat triggers his depression, so we are not having any wheat at our meal. It's all going to be gluten-free. Woot woot. All right. Yeah, Jelly, post the recipe on. Are you on my Facebook group? I don't know if she is. But yeah, definitely, we'd love to see what I would assume it's lots of nuts and maybe sausage. I don't know. Dr. Jeanette Kobasi, hello. Good to see you from Australia. Debbie Lyman is here. Hello, girl. I love you. All right. Carly's mama says, great piece of advice. Now, Carly's mama, by the way, is a weight loss killer. She lost weight and has kept it off basically for 15 years. She's been in maintenance. So she's got a lot of advice she can give us. But she says the bottom line is the big part of this whole journey is to learn our own personal headspace. Accountability is huge. And she says, Tammy, is doing a beautiful job of planning and preparing. Yes, having a plan, even if it's to go off plan and get right back on, is a plan. And it helps you get rid of the guilt, because the guilt is unnecessary. Keto Cricket says, I don't binge around family, but I do tend to eat more when eating with people. If they are eating, I want to eat. Keep it keto and clean and stay busy so I'm not as tempted. Yes. Oh, and another one I meant to put on here was, as when the meal is over, get up from the table. You don't need to be picking at things all day. So that's like my plan, is to have a meal and then 3 or 4 hours later have my desserts. And that's going to be it for the day. That's my main plan for the day, is not just pick all day and just keep grazing. Don't do that. Oh, yes. And Carly's mama mentions hydrate. Don't forget to hydrate. Yes, definitely. Don't be dehydrated, and definitely drink low-calorie drinks during dinner to keep your stomach a little bit more full so that you can have that satiated feeling sooner and you don't have to indulge quite as much. That's a good one. Okay, so Jelly from Fat to Keto says it will be in her video tomorrow. So she's using a mix for fake cornbread is how she's doing it. Ooh, that sounds good. Oh, I saw that mix. I actually saw that mix and thought it might be good. You'll have to let me know how it tastes. I might have to do that for her in the future. But yeah, so everybody go subscribe. It's FAT2 KETO. And she's going to have that recipe in her video tomorrow. So go and subscribe, guys, because she's awesome. All right, Honest AF is here. Welcome. She said solid advice. And then she says, don't forget to hit like. So you can minimize the chat. You just click the little X, put the thumbs up, and then reopen the live chat, and it will be right back. Christina Salmon says, I like Colin too, and Jordan Syatt. And I saw Jordan Syatt actually post a video since March, today or yesterday. And I was like, what happened? Jordan Syatt posted a video. Oh my gosh. He says he's going to be more active. Well, let's hope. I love that guy, but he does have a mouth. Most of the guys do. If they're on YouTube, they have a mouth. I try really hard not to swear because I know a lot of people that follow me don't. And in real life, I actually swear probably more than you would think. Everyone always says to me in my comments, you seem so nice until you yelled at me. And I was like, that's real life too. Here at my house, yeah, I seem so nice until you cross me, and then watch out. I will defend myself. I'm sorry, but I'm not a pushover. I am a strong woman. I will tell you what I think. And that's okay, right? I mean, we all have our opinions. And when it came to the loose skin, I was expecting there's a lot more comments because last year there was so many comments and it was annoying as heck. And I was really frustrated. And so I'm kind of already expecting it. And so I'm already on defensive. So if you say anything, sorry for the wrath that shall attack you, because I am expecting to fight people because I want to. So just don't fight me. Ooh, that's a good one. Jessica Crabtree says she's taking cream cheese pickle roll-ups. Is that like with like lunch meat, cream cheese, and pickles? That sounds really good. That's a good idea. Ooh, you could do turkey and cranberry. Frick, that's an awesome idea. Why didn't I ever think of that? That's like a turkey cream cheese sandwich, like turkey lunch meat with a little bit of cranberry and cream cheese. Oh yeah. I'm liking that idea. I'm liking that. Keto Cricket says, I never eat food that I don't like anymore. And that's why I'm able to stick with keto after 3.5 years. I love what I eat. True. And I must say again that the carbs that I've added into my diet have been extremely disappointing. Last night is an example. So I was going to have chicken nugget kid food again last night because I love those chicken nuggets. They're pretty tasty. They're gluten-free. They're really not bad macros. They have good ingredients. And so I was going to eat those for my carbs last night. And then all of a sudden I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get brave. I'm going to get brave and I'm going to have rice. I've avoided rice, but then I saw Carnivore Yogi tried rice and that was her first go-to. And I was thinking, why? Like, that's literally my nemesis. I wouldn't even dare to eat that much rice in a day. Are you kidding me? That's a lot of dang rice. But I decided last night I was going to have Hawaiian haystacks. It was one of my favorite meals. It's rice with like cream of chicken soup gravy, pineapple and tomato and onion on top. I didn't do the rice noodles that I normally would because you can't get them gluten-free. At least I haven't been able to find them. And so I decided I was going to do that. So I went and bought gluten-free chicken noodles, cream of chicken soup. Yeah. Gluten-free cream of chicken soup, made chicken breast to shred in it. Put it over rice. I think people sometimes also call it chicken a la king or something like that. And then I put the pineapple and that's what makes it Hawaiian. Sometimes you can put like shredded coconut. I didn't do that because of the calories, and like slivered almonds. I didn't do that because of the calories. So I did that and I was like so excited because I was like, ooh, it's one of my like trigger foods. This is a true test. This is going to be fun. It's going to taste so good. Guys, it was not good. It was gross, actually. The canned soup tasted like can. Ugh. It was gross. And the chicken was too dry and the rice was gummy and I was so disappointed. The pineapple was good. That was the only thing good on it. And I was like, dang, pineapple, yummy. Yeah, it was underwhelming, guys. It was underwhelming. And that's one thing when I was watching Keto Rewind's video of when she kind of went off the rails for 3 weeks, she was saying like she kept eating because it just didn't ever seem to fill that hole. It never tasted good enough, like she remembered, because we've killed that connection in our brain. That's so awesome, right? So even though I'm eating carbs, the keto foods are what satisfies me. The keto foods are what taste good. In fact, my favorite freaking thing that I'm eating right now is that stupid sludge stuff. Oh my gosh, guys, that is really good. It's just yogurt, like I've been eating all along, with protein shake in it, or not protein shake, but protein powder in it, with a little bit of almond milk to thin it out, and then whatever flavor I feel like for the day, and then some sugar-free whipped cream on top. And it is so good. In fact, it probably is. I'm probably going to be disappointed when I eat the yams and pumpkin pie because it's probably not going to taste as good as protein sludge. It's funny how your tastes change and the things that make you happy food-wise change, right? Oh my gosh, who just sent me that super chat? I just saw it. Oh my heck. Okay. That's very, very generous. And I'm going to see who sent it because I'm going to give you a big fat kiss. Rachel Hunter, thank you, my dear. Mwah! You're so sweet. That's going to keep me in Bang energy drinks for like a really long time. Thank you, Rachel. You're so kind. Do you have anything I can help you with? Do you have a question or anything that I can help you with? Post it. I'm going to come back and check and make sure I answer you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go back up to where I was and see if I can find it. Let's see. There we are, right there. Oh, we were talking about the stuffing. That's right. We were talking about we just change our way we feel, right? Like Tammy is right. Keto Cricket. Us Tammys, we got to stick together. We are all pretty brilliant. I've never met a Tammy I didn't like. Oh, that's not true. There's one, I like her and I respect her, but she scares me. She's a Southern mama. I thought I was a crazy person. I thought I was controlling. But there's this one Tammy that I met in Alabama. That scared the pants off me, literally. Scared woman. Ooh. But she's a strong woman, right? And so that she could be admired. I thought I was. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, so I missed a few. Hold on, I'm going back up. Where we are. We were on Keto Cricket. Where did that go? There it is. Okay, so we're to Elizabeth. Lizzie's F87. She is doing awesome as well. She said she had an unplanned overeating on Sunday and trying to recover. Okay, don't stress about that. It's okay. Call it a diet break and move on. Don't try and decrease your calories to make up for it. Don't fast to make up for it. Unless that gives you more control over what coming in the future, I don't recommend healing your overeating with a fast or any kind of starvation because you're literally punishing your body. That's a way of punishing yourself, right? So be careful with that. I have friends that do that and they're not successful because they can't get out of that. I overate, so I have to I have to restrict. It's this restrict binge mentality. You can't fix a binge eating disorder if you're constantly trying to restrict to punish yourself. Okay? Restrict your calories to the point where you lose weight, but you don't feel like you're hurting yourself. So be careful with that. But she doesn't even want to think about Thanksgiving because of that. So yeah, focus on being on track up till Thanksgiving. Let Thanksgiving be one meal. Don't stress about it. Plan what you're going to do and then move on. But if you choose to overeat on Thanksgiving, make it a choice. Go into it saying, you know what? I'm going to eat until I feel like I want to feel. You don't even have to give a limit on what you're going to eat. And if that means you're going to eat 5,000 calories, that means you're going to eat 5,000 calories. Be prepared for the scale the next day. Go right back to where you were planning to be anyway, your regular macros. Don't try and do anything crazy, okay? Just go right back at it. Get right back on keto. Go back on your merry way. Do not punish yourself for doing that. That's not going to benefit you in any way, ever, ever, ever. It's literally the reason that you got fat in the first place. It's something that we have to really face, that it's our self-talk and our punishing ourselves that ends up biting us literally and making us fat, because we give up and we just say F it and we eat everything, right? Let's not do that. The all or nothing mentality is the problem. We don't have to always be all in, and we don't have to always be all out. We can put a toe out and go right back in. We can put a leg out. We can jump out and jump right back in. You know, people do that. They get in the hot tub and they jump out into the cold just for fun, and then they jump back in, right? I mean, we don't have to beat ourselves up. It's okay. I love you, Elizabeth. Message me if you want to talk. Okay. All right. Okay, let's see. Christina Salmon says, yes, you can choose what you will, and I will choose to give my leftovers away. I love that. Right, so if leftovers are your nemesis, and if they're in the house, you're going to eat them, just get rid of them. I don't really love leftovers. That is one blessing I have. I can't stand to eat leftovers. Thanksgiving yams are the only ones that I have trouble with. But I'm only going to make myself one portion of sugar-free yams, no marshmallows, and I'm going to eat them all. And I'm not going to put any leftovers in the fridge. There will be leftover of the sugar kind, but I'm not going to eat. I've had 3. This is my 4th Thanksgiving not eating those. Let my kid eat those. And you know what? My kids don't even eat them. They usually go rotten and we throw them out. And you know what? I love that. That makes me so happy. When my kids choose not to overeat, it makes me even happier. I do have kids that do have issues that way. And it's refreshing for me to see stuff like that. Decadent desserts, highly palatable foods that are full of carbs and fats at the same time, which is what makes them highly palatable. And they sit in my fridge and go bad. Are you kidding me? That's awesome. And now I have chickens. They'll eat it. So when it starts to get a little bit iffy, I just chuck it to them. Chickens are a blessing for people who don't like to eat everything on their plate, especially moms, because when my kids leave food from the night before, whatever, in the morning, I just take it all and pop it in the bowl and go feed it to the chickens, and I don't feel like we're wasting anything because it's turning into chicken feed and saving me money that way, making us delicious farm fresh eggs that are high in protein and delicious. So chickens are a blessing, guys. They're a blessing in so many ways. Christina Salmon says she sent me a birthday gift. I'm so excited. My birthday's coming up. You guys, I have it hard. I have Thanksgiving, and then right into my birthday, and then right into my mom's birthday, and then right into Dave's brother's birthday, which he doesn't live here anymore, so that's not as much of a problem. Then right into my mother-in-law's birthday and Christmas parties. And we usually had many Christmas parties, and then Christmas. It's like, it was a miracle for me to survive without gaining a lot of weight. In fact, I did gain some weight last year, and I tried to be really careful and stay keto the whole time. So, you know, like, gaining weight is just kind of sometimes part of it, especially if you're in a reverse diet right now, like I am. I'm probably going to gain weight, and you know what? Oh, well, that's the way life is, right? It's not a big deal. Like Colin DeWay says, it's not a big deal. Nobody's going to notice. Nobody's going to care. You're not that important. Well, that makes me feel bad, but, you know, he's just saying, don't stress, because like nobody else is going to care if you gain 20 pounds. Just take it right back off when you're ready. April Wooten is here. Hello. Okay, so that's a good question. Tara Allen says, when you calorie cycle, you just take the total calories for the week that you should have and then average it with your higher calorie days. Yes. So I have been doing that actually for the bulk of the reverse. You'll see that on Saturday and Sunday, I have a higher calorie day so that I can have a little bit more fun things, right? And then I keep my regular days of the week a little lower. I don't want my regular days of the week to go down. I made that mistake at Halloween, and I restricted them all the other days but Halloween to 1,600 so that I could have a 2,600 calorie day on a Halloween day. And that ended up biting me because I felt very, very hungry and tired and miserable. And that was a mistake. I didn't want to do that this time. I'm already up to 1,750 daily, and I want to stick to that. So my plan is to stick to that. I have been sticking to the 1,750 just fine. And then we're going to let Thanksgiving fall where it will. And obviously it's going to mess up my data if I go over that 2,300. And there's no way I'm hitting 2,300 calories on Thanksgiving, unless I just don't eat anything at all but Thanksgiving meal. And I don't even know if I could do that, because I was planning to have my protein sledge in the morning to give me some protein to get through the day. So yeah, that's how you do it. That's the theory. So you'll have like 1 or 2 higher calorie days, and then you average out with your lower calorie days. It helps you kind of be in that lower calorie deficit for a few more days, and then it averages out to be a higher level, but it gives your body some time in those lower numbers to burn some body fat, and then you have a treat day to look forward to, kind of thing. It's kind of like from I think it was, in fact, I think it was this really popular diet for a really long time where you exercise like crazy and you have really low calories, and then you had a cheat day every week. They called it that. I don't call it that. I call it a diet break. If you want to do it every week, it's fine. Actually, it's not a bad way to do it because you're messing with your metabolism and you're not letting your metabolism stick in one spot. And that will make it so that you can do the deficit longer because your metabolism won't diet down to the point where you're in bargain basement calories. Does that make sense? So you could hit bargain basement calories for 5 days, have 2 days of like, 2,000, and then you're like averaging out to be 1,500, 1,600, but you like had practice at the bargain basement without your metabolism dieting down. That's the idea. A lot of these guys like Colin Dway, Jordan Syatt, those guys talk about this kind of calorie cycling stuff. It's where I've learned most of it about. I wish I would have known about it at the beginning because I would have had at least a 2-day refeed every month when I was doing this, because I was in bargain basement calories from day one. I ate 1,288 calories for a year and a half with maybe an occasional. So like Thanksgiving was a diet break day. My anniversary is usually a diet break day, and my birthday was probably. I have just a few in the whole year. That's nuts. I don't know how I did that. Well, I do actually know how I did that because I was morbidly obese. My body wasn't hungry because it had plenty of food and it never freaked out. It wasn't until I got into Wonderland that it started freaking and I couldn't do it anymore. I realized, oh, this is hard. It wasn't hard before that because I had plenty of fat on my body for my body to consume. And because I was fat adapted, it was seamlessly going back and forth. I hardly ever got hungry. It was very easy to maintain that. And I thought, this is like cake. And also my metabolism didn't diet down as quickly because it had plenty of body fat to use for fuel. And that is one benefit of being obese. When you're first starting out, you really can do bargain basement calories without all the issues. It's when you're more in that 20 to 50 pounds still to go range that it gets tricky and gets harder to do. And diet breaks are very important in order to keep your metabolism from getting too happy at the lower calories, because it's meant to do that. That's what it's designed to do. And it's brilliant. It's a brilliant design. Our bodies are amazing, right? But it kind of gets in the way when we want to eat and still lose weight. And so that's the idea of a diet reverse, is by eking those calories up and then eking your maintenance calories up. That's where it gets fun, right? So you get to where you're maintaining your weight and then you add a little bit more and you keep maintaining. So that's the key right there, is getting your maintenance calories higher. And then your cutting calories can be a reasonable amount, 1,800. Can you imagine 1,800 being cutting calories? I can't. They feel like decadent calories to me because of how many years I've been on bargain basement. Avoid bargain basement if you can, even though I know in my group, that's what I recommend. So I feel like I'm doing like a double, what do you call that? Where I'm saying one thing, but telling you another. It's because we had to give something that works for everyone across the board, and bargain basement works for everyone. But you don't have to stick to that. You can adjust your macros to suit you. It's just a place to start for especially people who are morbidly obese like me, who can't deal, who need someone to spell it out for them, and they need fast weight loss really fast to keep them motivated. It works really great. But it isn't as awesome for people who've been yo-yo dieting, or people whose metabolism is low, or people that are close to their goal weight. It's harder to do those kind of things without risking metabolism problems. So anyway, that's the reason I say bargain basement on my group, but I'm kind of leaning towards not bargain basement in the real world. So I really am working on some kind of way to say that in the pinned post to try and explain that better. So there will be hopefully a pinned post version 4 coming out this year. Last year I meant to do that and update some things and I didn't get it done. I'm really focused on getting that done because I've learned a lot that needs to go in that document. So yeah, anyway, that's the answer to that if you were wondering, because I think probably people are wondering that by now. Okay, let's see. April Wooten says, I just watched your loose skin video. You look so good. I was shocked. That's the honest truth. And honestly, the autophagy failed thing was really clickbait. I really needed to have clickbait. I need this video to be viral. I need to make a ton of money to make my girls' dream come true, which is the week after Christmas having a complete bedroom room makeover. And I need a viral video for that. So far, not so good. So if you're watching this and you haven't watched that, go watch that, please. Like it. Watch enough of it that it will put it into the algorithm. I think you need to watch like 9 minutes of it for it to get up on the algorithm. I tried to make it short. But yeah, I really, really was shocked and amazed and excited when I did that video. When I put those freaking clips side by side, my jaw dropped. I like called Dave in the room and I was like, oh my gosh, Dave, look at this. Holy crap. Because my weight the day I did that, I believe the weight that my weight that day was 174. And the weight that I did the second day was 169. Technically, only 5 pounds difference. But holy crap. Obviously, I've had some body recomposition going on. And that made me so happy to see my arms looking so nice. I was like, oh my heck, actually, my arms are looking good. I mean, not good, but they're looking way less gross than last year. Way less gross. Hallelujah. Am I still going to keep doing intermittent fasting? No, I really am trying to push out of that. I really want to stop doing it. But you know what? I haven't been able to. I can't get out of it. Yesterday, I didn't eat till 2. I got to stop doing that. I want to eat breakfast. I can't do it. I have been intermittent fasting for so long. So then I'm pushing my dinner window way late. And so then when I wake up in the morning, my weight's up because I'm eating at 10 o'clock at night. Oh my gosh. Yeah, anyways, you don't need to hear all that. It's just me doing stuff. All right. I don't do ham. Tammy says, Keto Cricket says she pre-cooks the ham. We don't do ham. We do turkey. She peels and cuts potatoes and puts it on water the day before. I'm planning to do that tomorrow. I'm doing the cranberry sauce. Maybe today, probably tomorrow. I'm doing the pies, some today, some tomorrow. I'm doing the cubing, the stuffing. I'm like, I don't know. I've never done this. So Tara Allen, you sent me a birthday gift too. Thank you. Oh, and there was another girl who sent me one. I think she might have a channel and I haven't had a chance to look it up, but I think it is. It was Kiss Keto by Kath. So if you guys want to look her up, Kiss Keto by Kath, and like give her a love, because if she has a channel, I haven't had a chance to do that yet, but she sent me a birthday present too. She says, I'm so excited for my birthday now. Okay, sorry. I used to not be a gifts person. My love languages have actually changed. Since my body has changed, my love language has changed. It used to be words of affirmation. So people telling me I looked pretty or people telling me I was good at something was always the thing that made me happy. But I've noticed now that I'm more confident in myself, the words don't mean as much. I'm just and I hear it a lot because of YouTube. Everybody's like, you're such an inspiration. And I'm like, yay. I hear a lot more of it. And so maybe that's part of it. But like small little gifties have like taken over as my place of feeling appreciated. And so like, you know what I do, you guys? I make that list for you guys, but I also send it to all my family and my kids and Elfster. I made an Elfster list too. And I'm like, you guys have no excuse. Dave the other day was like, I don't know what to get you for your birthday. And I just gave him this little look. I was like, are you kidding me right now? I have literally over 100 things on my lists. Dude, pick one. And he's like, pick one? And I'm like, yes, one. You don't have to buy all 100 things. Please just pick one. Oh my gosh. I don't know if he's ever going to pick one. He's coming up with all kinds of crazy stuff. He put a TV in my bathroom for my baths. And I think that's supposed to be part of my present, but I'm not sure. And then the other day, he's like got this car, this like fancy car in the garage. And he's like, do you like this car? And I'm like, yeah, man, I like this car. If it's not under $1,000, I really like it. And if you have the money to pay for it and I don't have to fork out my money that I've been saving up for Black Friday, I'm all for it. So I might be getting a car. I don't know. It's, yeah. Anyway, I doubt I'm getting a car. I didn't act very enthusiastic, so I'm probably not getting a car. Hopefully, I'm getting some bath bombs or something. I'm so easy to buy for. It's not hard. It's not hard. But I bought all the treats. He's mad that I bought all the treats. He's like, I can't even buy you treats for your birthday. I'm like, well, I wanted to make sure I had all the treats. If I want them. I don't even know if I'm going to eat them. Yeah. All right. Okay, so Tammy Keto Cricket says we have a mix on Thanksgiving. Standard diet people, paleo people, and keto people. The veggie tray and salads are also done on the morning along with the turkey, and they eat at noon. Yeah, we do too, actually. In fact, I've converted several of my family members to keto, so we have quite a few, but we won't be seeing any of them this year. So at my table will be me, who's, I don't know what I am. I don't know what I am. I'm not really paleo. I'm definitely not keto. I'm like just calorie restricted, I guess. I don't know what to call it. Protein focused. How's that? And then we have Dave, who's high fat keto. And then we have my 18-year-old who is allergic to wheat. So he's gluten free. And then I have my daughter who's gluten and dairy free. So, and then I think my daughter's boyfriend's allergic to peanuts. And my son's wife is allergic to eggs, but she's okay if they're on the table as long as she doesn't eat them. And sometimes she eats them anyway because she likes them, and then she pays for it later. So yeah, we have some weird stuff in our immediate family, and I'm trying to work out with that. Hey, Pauline, Cooper's Cats is here. Welcome. Trying to get through the list. I know we're way over time again. Man, I can talk, can't I? Literally a blessing and a curse. So Tara Allen says, I have lots of treats around too, thanks to you. Keto cakes, peanut butter Quest peanut butter cups, Built bars, perfect keto cookies. Ah! Hey, it's a true test. If you can have those things staring at you in the face forever and you just only eat them when you can fit them in your macros, that is a true test. Also a true test, if you can eat just one. If you can't eat just one, throw them out, give them away. Not worth it having in the house if you can't eat just one. Brandon and Melissa, oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. She's making keto recipes for Thanksgiving. I hope it turns well. Thank you for inspiring so many people. And I don't know if it's Brandon or Melissa, so he or she. I think it was Brandon last time, so it might be Brandon this time. I'm not sure. All right. All right, let's see. Lizzie's F87 says she makes bread at home, like keto bread, I would assume, and have bits all over my different attempts in the freezer. Today I'm cubing them up, or maybe they're just regular and you're just going to have them for Thanksgiving. She's cubing them up and baking at 200 for 2 hours. Okay, I can try that. I could do that, right? I'm capable of doing that. Here's hoping. Oh, I love it. Okay. Pauline Cooper's Cat says, I watched your skin video. I'd be pleased with that tummy skin after having 8 kids as well as the weight loss. The skin has done you proud. Agreed. And I do have good skin genetics. And, you know, the main things that bother me are really awkward things to talk about. You know, like, well, since we're into it, an hour 12, maybe it's safe to say they interfere in the intimacy department in multiple ways. It's getting really frustrating for me. That and shaving is a nightmare. I literally need like 2 people to like hold the skin down so that anyway, that's way too graphic. You probably don't need to see that, but like the things I have to do to shave anything and the risk I'm taking to my parts is stressful. Not to mention when I'm dancing, anytime I'm doing these really big reaching movements, all of my rolls are popping out the top of no matter what high of pants I get. And I don't like to wear Spanx because I just feel like they're so restricting. They pop out the top and go over the top of every single pair of pants. And I'm constantly putting it back in, constantly retucking, which is awkward in class and embarrassing to me because I'm like, I don't think people really see that, the rolls, until I'm tucking them in and they're like, oh, poor girl. And my teacher, we're the same size. When I showed her a picture of that, of my loose skin, she looked at it and she goes, oh, yeah, you don't look too bad. And what she meant was that I looked thinner than she thought. Like she realized, oh, I'm actually maybe smaller than her. So it's stuff like that that just kind of still gets to me a little bit. I'm like, I've worked so hard. I've done so much work and still people view me. Some people still view me as the fat one. I don't. And that's the hard part, I think. Like most people have a problem with themselves, thinking themselves are not the skinny one. I actually feel really small. And so then when people say stuff like that, I'm like, I get kind of like, I don't know, hurt. Though I do still feel guilty when I say stuff about being small. like, I feel like I'm bragging maybe, or like people think I'm bragging when I like talk about being tiny. I don't know. I still have mental head games to play. I struggle, or I'm probably always going to struggle with something. There's always going to be something. Body image has never really been an issue for me, though. Honestly, when I was really, really big, I was really in love with myself. Probably a little too much so. I used to stare at my rolls in the mirror and just admire myself. Okay, now I've told you way too much. If the internet had been a thing when I was younger, I would have been one of those girls like Keto Diamond. You know what I'm talking about, right? And BBW. Heck yes. I was proud of myself. And that's good. I mean, it was good and healthy for me to love myself. I didn't have really issues of not loving myself until I lost a lot of weight, felt like what it felt like to be smaller, enjoyed that a lot, and then gained all of it back plus 40. That's when I sunk into the self-loathing department. Before that, I've been pretty healthy, and I think that's probably why I've had a lot of success, is because I really been able to hone in on what I've done to love myself. So I hate if I come across like I don't love those wrinkles and rolls, and as I'm showing them, if I look disgusted or something. I don't feel like I'm putting that across. But if I am, I'm sorry. It's not how I actually feel. It's just that physically, it's literally frustrating. Like, really frustrating. It gets in my way. When I was fat, it didn't get in the way. It stayed in one place, if you know what I'm saying. Didn't migrate out my bra, out the top. Like, I've described it before, like one of those little toys that where you squeeze it, it pops out the top, and you just keep going like that, and it just keeps running. That is my entire body. It's annoying. It won't stay still. Maybe that's too much information. And would I change that for being 400 pounds? No. Not on any God's green earth day would I ever trade it back. And God knows how grateful I am for the situation that I am in. So as much as I complain about those things, I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't go back in time and trade it for the world. Are you kidding me? Being able to dance? Frick. No way. Never. I've dreamed of it my whole freaking life. Never giving that away. Nope. So yeah, don't take me wrong when I complain. It's frustrating, but I wouldn't trade it for the world, guys. I really, really wouldn't. All right. Tara Allen says rice is actually a very safe carb. No reactions usually for people and no histamine reactions. Yes, true. But I would binge on rice. It also just tasted like crap. It literally tasted gross. I don't remember it tasting that gross. I don't know. Probably will be a while before I do it again. I don't know, but at least I know it's safe now. I'm definitely not going to overeat it. So yeah, it's so crazy, right? Isn't that crazy? You know what I want to overeat right now? Actually, what would I really want to overeat right now? Like, if I could eat as much of it as I want, I would probably choose buttered popcorn. It's always a carb that has a fat, and so I can't overeat it. Like, I've tried popcorn without the butter, and I've even tried the little like Smart Pop bags of kettle corn, and it was so underwhelming. Yeah, the only thing I can think of that I might overeat is stuff that you have to have fats and carbs, and so I can't. But keto stuff that I'd overeat, heavy cream, still to this day, my freaking nemesis. And I've been so proud of myself having 24 grams a day. Guys, you don't even know what a win that is. Last fall, I was drinking this stuff. I was pouring it into my Crio Brew every morning. I was adding it to everything, like my gravies, my sauces. I could literally just stand there and just go, 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 go. I was eating whole cans a day of the Great Value whipped cream, the sugar-free. So it's literally a miracle to see me eating 24 grams a day on my protein stuff. Like, I couldn't have done that last year. So I don't know what's changed between last year and this year, but I've just moved to another level of being able to handle stuff, I think. So if you're seeing me try stuff and you're like, ooh, maybe I could try that, and you try it and you don't have the same reaction, like you just feel like you need to go in a carb fest, you're just not ready yet. So just don't do what I'm doing unless you really feel like you're ready. And remember that I've done a lot of work in the headspace department in order to be able to accomplish that. And I'm still working. Right, guys? Still working. Oh, my heck. Okay. Rachel says, just after watching a skin reveal, I only wish I had the money to pay for the skin tuck. Oh, I love you. Thank you. You know what? There's a very good chance my insurance will cover it. I have fairly good insurance. It's just timing right now that's holding me back from even finding out. That, and I think I'm hoping to be a little smaller. So my daughter is a big, huge planner, and she has informed me that she and her future fiance will be getting engaged around March, and that they shall be getting married in June or July. If they choose July, I probably can't do it this summer because I really want to give myself a good 2 months to recover before I'm driving kids around and faced with that kind of thing. And so I really can only do it in the summer. And so if she's going to get married smack dab in the middle of the summer, I won't have time before or after. If she chooses to get married in June because she doesn't want to wait as long, which she has discussed, I don't want to pressure her, then I might start the process. So I'm kind of waiting to find out what she decides on her day. And then I will start the process. And that will basically mean I will call the companies that I've been looking at, it's over Zoom now. Where they just look at you over Zoom and give you a consultation, and you just turn around and show them all your rolls and nakedness. And they tell you how much it's cost and what their options are, and then they work out a plan for putting to your insurance. I am currently trying to document any kind of weird rash, because I know rashes is a big one the insurance will pay for, and I don't usually get them. So if I do get anything, I take pictures, make sure to write it down so that I have documentation. So I'm working towards getting my insurance to pay for it. I'm trying to find all the insurance loopholes that they'll pay for it. I'm worried I'll be in a situation like Keto Christina, where they'll only pay for the front and not the back, and I'll have to come up with the cashola for the back. I've also definitely looked into Mexico surgery. Travel, what do they call that? Where you just travel and you get surgery in Mexico and then you come back. Destination surgery. I'm definitely looked at that kind of thing, and I'm watching videos of people who've done stuff, and I've preparing myself for what I'm going to need. And so I'm definitely planning stages, but like I said, if my daughter gets married in July, it will not be this year. It will be next year. But it's this year or next year. It's where I really want it to be. I really feel like I'm ready at this point, but I would like to be a little bit smaller, I think, in my bottom skin roll. I know that they can just take that off, but I just feel like it would be a goal or challenge. And of course, if my daughter's getting married, I'm going to be going back on a cut. So there's all these factors in play. Right now, my plan is to go all the way through to her engagement with my reverse and get my maintenance calories up as high as I can without putting on too much weight. Though I do know I'm going to put some weight on. And then I will probably move my cut window from the summer to the spring. Cut for her wedding so that I look beautiful on her wedding. Okay, I would look beautiful either way. What can I say? But I want to feel like I did accomplish something, for her wedding. And then of course, I'll be ready for surgery either in July, or I will go back on a reverse, do the same thing, cut, and then do it in 2022. Is that the right date? 2022? Yeah. So don't stress about the money. I'm sure I will find a way. If I need you guys' help, I will ask. But I'm not going to ask unless I need it. So I'm going to exert all avenues to the best of my ability. Hope that nothing happens with my kids like this year and need surgery and I have stuff to pay for. And work towards that goal. Right? Hopefully no more kids in braces. What am I saying? Actually, that could happen if we wait till next year. There might not be any kids in braces next year. Here's hoping. I always have kids in braces. All right. Okay. Oh, sushi rice. I'm thankfully not a sushi person. Thank goodness. All right. I'm just making sure. I'm trying to get to everyone because I'm going so long with these and I worry people won't want to watch them, but I still get enough views, so I guess. Okay. My YouTube and Facebook. So Brandon and Melissa says my YouTube and Facebook usernames are different, but I'm Melissa loses the weight on Instagram. Okay, I follow you. Yeah, she's awesome, guys. Go follow her on Instagram. Melissa loses the weight with dots between each one. She is so awesome. She posts all her food, and of course, it's all really good stuff. Sometimes I'm like, ooh, dang, girl, that was a good one. And she's just awesome. I follow her on Instagram. Oh, Tammy McDonald, you sent me something too? Oh my gosh. I can't wait. Sorry. I'm a little bit excited about getting presents. I'm a little bit. Just a little bit. And just want you guys to know, I am not obsessively checking my list every day and clicking everything to see if someone has bought stuff. I could do that, but I'm not doing that. So I told my family, I'm like, I'm not touching that list. I'm not going to edit anything on the list. Though I think my family has the ability to do that. So they might, but I'm not going to do anything but add anything to that list until after my birthday. And then I will do the obsessive clicking again because I'm like kind of crazy that way. It gets me prepared for when it comes so I can do an opening on my channel. You know what I'm saying? All right. Carly's mama says, back in my Weight Watchers days, I would do the average game with my points, toggle them high and low, and made sure to average for the week was good. Yeah, exactly. Same kind of concept as the calorie cycling. It's awesome. Double standard. Hypocrite. Yes, I am. Do I have a Facebook group, guys? Yes, we do, Mr. Sticker One. We do. And there's 6,000 awesome members, and we have a lot of helpful people on that group and a lot of success, and it makes me happy. So yes, come on over. It's just Keto Chaos. I have a page and a group. Follow me on the page and also join the group. We love to have you. Keto Cricket says, it's not a double standard when you learn new things. Thank you. Appreciate it. That old biddy says, I watched the entire thing, commented, and gave a thumbs up. Yes, you did. Thank you. Thank you for all of you who do that. I appreciate it so much. Yes, and exercise does help body composition, and I have focused more on that this year. So, yeah. Double entendre? I don't know. That could be. I'm not sure. That's so funny. Okay, sorry. I'm just reading stuff and not going to comment because it'll yeah. Oh, low carb. That's what I am. Thank you. Duh. That's what I am. Protein focused low carb. That's what I am. I'm definitely not in ketosis, so I can't say I'm keto, but most of my meals are still keto because that's what tastes good, guys. Right? Oh my gosh, you guys are awesome. Christina says she posted a picture with me on the Facebook group. Now I gotta go look. What did you do? I love it. Silver Star, you are lucky, you live in the UK, and you don't have to deal with stupid Thanksgiving, but I'm sure you have holidays that you have to deal with food, so it still applies. And Lizzie says it was keto bread, and she's going to make the stuffing with keto bread. Awesome. That's awesome. 88 Snuggle says, are you going to update your handbook to reflect your higher protein school of thought? Yes, I am. When we first made that, we were going by lean mass, average lean mass, but I am going to change it to desired body weight because I really feel like when people get that protein up, yes, it decreases to ketones. And for some people, it does raise your blood sugar. So if you are diabetic, it may be an issue to raise the proteins up that high. And of course, I will put that in there too. But for the most part, because protein is so anabolic and has such a high thermic effect of food, and it causes you to be more full, it's just wise. If weight loss is your only reason for doing keto, it's just wise. So yeah, I will be actually. That's a good question. Oh, I love this suggestion. The Flawless Legs electric razor is what I use for my underarms, and a regular razor. Do you think it could work for? Well, yeah. I gotta find a new solution because I use the Intuition razor that has like the big head that has all of the soap right on it or whatever, and it used to be so perfect, but lately it's like, okay, you know, moguls. Yeah. Can we say cuts and razor burn? So painful. Christina Salmon says intimacy part may make the insurance cover it for that alone. Yes. In fact, Dave and I have been talking about that a lot because we feel like that might be the key. He has no issues. That's just me. What? It's just painful. Do we really need to go into it? Yeah, it's an issue. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. That's more okay stuff for me. Elizabeth says, I'm the opposite. I still feel like I'm 387 pounds. When I'm self-deprecating, people are confused because I'm smaller than I used to be. Yeah, you gotta stop doing that, girl. It'll take some time though. It will. And I wasn't changed in a day. And trust me, the more you get confident and the more you get control and the more you feel proud of yourself, the less you will have issues with that. So use your stoppers, just like with food. Use your stoppers to stop those mental thoughts too. When they come, you just say no. Get the hint, Satan, right? Not today, Satan. No, because you know who that is? It's not you telling yourself that stuff. It's the bad guy. Get him out. Kick him out. He don't belong here. Put some stoppers in place for those too. It's good practice. Christina, make a rash. Yeah, actually, people have said like lie about it. Say you have rashes, and I'm like, I can't. That's one foot I cannot go into. And I've thought about not showering maybe to try I can't do that either. And just I can't. But I actually did have a rash this week, so. And it wasn't even intentional. It was just there, so I took a picture of it. So yeah, anytime I'm going to struggle with that, I'm going to for sure. It's mostly my belly button where the two rolls kind of converge. That's where it gets to be an issue. It's always been an issue though, even when I was fat. Like it was so always sore. So, it's just getting not better, I guess. And if it won't heal, it's even better. Okay, I don't know if I have any of those. That sounds horrible. I think I'd rather just risk it. Oh my gosh. Popcorn is gross. I actually really like popcorn. And movie theater butter popcorn was one thing I was thinking about doing for my birthday, but I don't think I'm going to do it. Maybe next year. I love popcorn though. Like literally Dave and I would like sit and eat a huge bowl of buttery popcorn every single night. And I go to the movies all the time and I'm obsessed with popcorn. So when I went on a weight loss journey, the movies became real difficult. And that was one place where I had to deal with those first craving problems. I had to really face my demons because I would walk in and smell it. And oh my gosh, it was a miracle that we could go to the movies. So Dave and I, that's when we would start getting the snacks and things like that. And we would plan an indulgence day when we would eat a lot of keto treats because it would help us deal with the popcorn issue. So yeah, I still have a popcorn problem. And part of it is when I eat popcorn, I can see Dave eyeing it. So I have to be really careful when I eat it. And I make sure to mention how gross it tastes so that he doesn't want to. And I try not to eat it very often for that reason. Because that one is his major trigger. Popcorn, even just the smell of it. But the kids make it all the time, so he has to deal with it. So, yeah. Carol Alajnabia? I don't know. I'm close. She's from East Jerusalem, and it's good to see you again. And she says the old skin video is how she found me, the first one I did. And she said I look better this time. So, thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, great. That doesn't make me feel better. Carly's mama says in our gastric bypass support groups, they showed pictures of the insurance covered tummy tuck. It's not the cosmetic version, just removal of the loose skin. Yeah. And I definitely want the full 360. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. It may be a Mexico plan in order to be able to come up with enough cash. I don't know. We'll see. Unless I can find someone that'll let me pay for it for the rest of eternity. Like $100 a month or something, or $300 a month, or I don't know. Like medical money just depends on what's going on in my kids' lives of how much I have to use. It's not a lot, but it's some. Okay. Definitely, Carol. She says she has, after losing 140 pounds and having 5 kids and being 56, to just have to live with the skin. Yeah, and you know what? If I have to live with that, then I have to live with it. It may be, that's what I've always said I would do. I've never really wanted surgery until the last couple of years. I've never thought I would want it because I'm kind of a pain wimp. And, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm still talking. How is it 10:30? I've never had surgery. ever, for any reason. So that part alone has me a little bit nervous. Especially watching how people can't even walk after it and just like, they're like, oh, and I'm like, oh man, can I even do that? I mean, obviously I would just have to if I'd made myself do it. Yeah. Okay. All right. I have to look at the electric ones and see if there's an option for me. You can't sit with us, Satan. I love that one too. That's good. Nice, Liz. Okay. Puke Over, nice name, says, I've been doing keto since September 16th and I'm down 32 pounds, have another 70 pounds to go, but the next 3 holidays are worrisome. I cheat. Don't call it a cheat. You have a diet break or you eat off plan. You choose to eat off plan 1 day a week, but not usually holiday meals and desserts wise. So, yep, just make it a choice. Do it and put it in the past. Don't call it a cheat. Stop doing that right now. It's not cheating. It's eating off plan. It's just having a diet break. Okay? When you call it a cheat, you attach an emotion to it. You attach guilt to it. There's no reason to feel guilty for food. It's just food. It doesn't really matter. We have to eat food. We have to eat food. We can't not eat food, right? So there are no bad foods. There are foods that are a little bit better than others, but it's the guilt that we associate that causes us to be overweight. You've got to find a way to not do that. So you've got this. It's your first year, and so it's tough. If I were you, I'd really try and focus on decadent keto stuff. Like I did. Like I said, from Keto Connect, they have 1 million. Just go over there. There's so many good things. Oh my gosh. They just came up with this recipe for raspberry scones or strawberry scones that I'm totally making for Christmas breakfast. Oh my gosh. It looks so good. So go over there, get some decadent, high calorie recipes and let yourself eat those things so that you feel like you're getting a treat, and then go back to weight loss macros. If you're not already doing weight loss macros, I highly suggest joining my Facebook group and doing that, because get it over with quicker and then you can get back onto the higher fat stuff later. Don't get caught in that fat trap of getting used to eating all that yummy fat all the time and then having a hard time when you stall out. So, yeah. Thanks, Melissa. You're sweet. They need a layaway plan for surgeries. Yes, they do. Agreed. And you know what? I bet you my doctor will have something like that, because when this doctor that I really love actually did plastic surgery on my daughter when she was, I think, 5, she got hit in the face and she had this horrible, like, open cut. And he did such an amazing job that I thought, if I ever do some sort of cosmetic surgery, I'm going to look into him doing it. And he let me pay payments, but that was an emergency. So I don't know if it's not an emergency, if they have the same kind of thing. But yeah, it took me 2 years to pay off that surgery. It was worth every penny. That girl looks amazing. You can barely see the scar. It's so tiny, and it goes all the way from her lip all the way down, and you can hardly see it. It's Virginia, by the way, if you guys want to look for it and see if you can see it. My little blondie. Can't see it. Not very well at all. All right. Yeah, and there's also care credit. And I actually have a $3,000 care credit plan already. So it's possible I could get the care credit to raise my limit, right? So that's possible to pay for some of it. Also, Dave's work gives us $2,000 towards our deductible every year. We usually end up spending it on the kids, but there's that I'll have. So if the kids don't need surgery, and if we can stop paying $300 a month for braces, and I could put that $300 a month toward it, there's a possibility I could get somewhere with it if it doesn't cost me 20 grand. So here's hoping and praying. But right now I'm just going to focus on my daughter and her happiness with getting married and her new future life, of next year. And she's barely going to be 20. And I'm going to keep telling myself, Tamra, you did that. Remember, you were 20. You got married and it worked out. Oh, something about when the kids do what we do, we kind of go, what? But I am very happy for her. So I'm focusing on that right now and not stressing too much about the surgery, focusing on getting my calories up and playing with those maintenance calories and seeing how high I can get them before I gain weight. That's going to be my focus for January. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. And I'm excited about it. So, all right, I got to go. Again, thank you so much for the super chat. That was just like, it just means a lot to me and I appreciate it so, so, so much. And I promise it will go towards my girls' bedroom makeover because it's going to cost me a lot. They've never had a pretty room. I'm not a decorator and I promise I would try and learn. I really suck at it, like so bad. I'm so bad at it. My house is a giant mess all the time. It's not organized. Everything has piles and nothing is pretty and everything is broken at my house. So them asking for that is huge. And I'm using all my Christmas budget, but I'm hoping to have some extra. So any videos you guys feel like watching and binge watching, please do that. And watch as 30 seconds of the ads if you can. And put all the likes and do it if you want to help. Because I would really, really, really need the help with that for my girlies. Because I want to give them what they want so bad. And I'll give it to them. It just may not be as cool. It'll just be a little less cool, you know. Anyway, okay. Too much information. Gotta go. See you guys later. Bye. Oh, we'll talk to you all again soon. If I can turn it off.